not an Orient, like an Indian store or something. I don't even know what it was. All I know is it's like you turn the corner and somebody's sitting there trying to hustle you. I'm thinking, I don't even want to go out anymore. And then wanted to go fish, but all the lakes are all dried up, so you can't fish because of the drought. So then I go to another store and ask this guy if there's any fish going on and where's the best place to fish. And he tells me that, the main lake is closed. So then I wanted to see if I could go use a restroom just to take a pee. And there's a big sign on this door of the store that says no public restroom available for customers. So it's like everywhere you go, it's just like there's these roadblocks, these signs that say don't. So I'm thinking, I'm not going to go out anymore. And everything's sold to you like this weird freaking package of go do this, explore the great outdoors. And then, of course, if you go explore the great outdoors, well, you need to get ice, right? $3 a bag. Then you need to get these worms, right? Because you want to go fishing. $4.50 for 12 worms. And then if you want to get some decent rod and reel, it's like $50. And all that stuff's adding up. That's just getting the bare basics. That's not even getting you where you have to go to throw a line in the freaking water in so-called nature. So you find a way to get out there. You spend all this money. You spend probably $20 just to go fish and throw a line in the water. And of course you got to have a fishing license, so that's another $25, $35 now a year. But just to go fish for a day, it's like at least $20. And that's assuming you already have a way to get to go fish. And along the way, you might buy something, a small frickin' sandwich. Even a frickin' sandwich is going to cost you $4 to $5. Some high sodium, high carb, high sugar frickin' sandwich. As you throw in the microwave, it's going to cost you another $5. So now your 20 just went to 25. Then you're thinking, okay, I got to get gas. So gas, if it's close, you're probably paying like what, $2, $3 for gas. Now you're getting inching up to like $30 just to go fishing, just to throw a line in the water. To explore the great outdoors. And by the time you get there, you're drained. You're mentally drained because along the way, you have to spend this money just to go freaking fish. And it just got to a point where I'm like, I don't want to go anywhere anymore. I don't want to drive anywhere. I don't want to get in the car to go somewhere because if I do, somebody's going to be there with their hand out trying to freaking make money off me. And I don't even have any money. I mean, I'm retired and I'm still broke after serving in the Marines and the Navy, working as an electrician, working as a loader, working as a warehouse worker, working as a laborer. All these jobs I had. In the end, I ended up just with Social Security and a little government pension, VA, peanuts. So it's like, this whole system is designed to get you cooked by the time you're like 50 years old. Because every one of us has like social security number. It's your tax identification number. And it just doesn't seem worth it. If you have a place to live, count yourself lucky. Because if you didn't have a place to live, you'd just be a homeless person out there with a fishing pole. And they're going to capitalize on that too, try to make money off you. And I wonder why people that don't even do drugs and are just still living hand to mouth, are not wanting to go and participate in a society, in a free society where somebody's free to up the cost of their products. You can't tell me 2 sodas and a bag of peanuts cost $11.51 to produce. I ain't buying it. So I'm at the point where I'm like, well, I'd rather just sit at home. I'll play my games on this cheap $400 computer I bought, and I'll just sit, because it's not worth it. It's just not freaking worth it going out. Because everybody's got their hand out. Everybody's strategically placed to get any kind of money that you have. And then they wonder why people are so cooked. But of course, they've got the mental health professionals willing to help you. Or the doctors. You got the doctors. If you look at the reality of people like over 50 like me, we're not even making $2,000 a month to live on. But as a veteran, I go to the healthcare system, which really is basically just I's and T's crossed. Nothing ever happens. It's like walking into a labor pool and just being turned around because there's no jobs. It's the same idea. Nothing happens. But out of curiosity, I look up how much my primary care physician makes. And surprisingly, I found it online. Found out how much this dude makes a year. And it's just short of $300,000 a year. To walk around in a little office, going to veterans and just writing notes. That's how our system operates. And it's like, it doesn't work. It's like, no wonder it doesn't work. You have people that are working just warming seats every day. Hell, I'll do that sitting right here on my freaking gaming computer. I won't have to go anywhere. But that's kind of the way the system is designed to keep the little man down. To keep you either freaking chasing or to just beat you down until you're completely cooked and there's nothing left. And I'm lucky I have someone on my side. I'm lucky that I have at least some money coming in every month. If I wasn't, I'd easily be out there on the street just talking with some other homeless people. Because the way the system's designed, it's not designed for us to succeed. And you think you're doing something wrong, but you're absolutely not. It's the people that hear about clicks. Everybody's got their clicks. Well, they got clicks in every freaking department of any type of service-oriented whatever. Even in this little Indian store that I went to, I looked that up too. And why do Indians seem to have all these freaking mini marts and stuff? It's because they get in there and then they keep their costs down by hiring within their own family. But Americans, we're like the stupid ones that think we're just gonna do everything ourselves and we're gonna solve all the world's problems and that we're so smart. Well, you're not. The problem is Americans are really kind of stupid. I mean, I can't tell you how many times if I had a problem with something, whether it be like a car, anything to do with like my vehicles or something like that. If I wanted to get anything done, don't go to an American because Americans love to just sit on their ass. So I take it to where the Mexican guys work, and they're freaking hustling because they know how to work. Americans, they don't know how to work. We just know how to talk because we're lazy. Not all Americans. Not all Americans are lazy. When I worked as an electrician, I was hustling all the time. But by and large, most Americans, to me, especially like when I worked as an electrician, I walked into an office, say I'd have to do some work in the office. There'd usually be some overweight lady in there, a middle-aged overweight lady, or men, on the computer, sitting there in a little office doing billing or whatever the hell they do, and complaining about dust being on their head from sawing some drywall or something, doing some work above the ceiling. So at this point in my life, I am just completely cooked. I honestly have to say I'm cooked. Just drained. And just tired. And I did everything I thought that was right. My dad was a Marine. I was a Marine. Thought I did everything right. By the book. And then as I got older, I realized, you were just a tool to get something done for somebody else. Nobody really gave a shit about you as a person. And that's the thinking. Where we look at ourselves after a while as just being a tool to get something done. We lose our identity through work because we think that we're like, we matter. Then the reality is you don't. They don't care if you die on the side of the road. They'll drive right by you, spitting on you or something. That's what I've learned over the years from working and just striving to thrive. And then I realized we're just people. We're not like robots. People that got like feelings, families, emotions, dreams. And then the dreams, little by little, just gets crushed. All it takes to it could be an illness. It could be getting fired from a job. It could be breaking up with somebody breaks up with you. I remember years and years and years and years ago, I was dating this girl, and she was like, we dated in high school. And then I went in the Marines and I came back after 4 years. And I hooked up with her for one night. And it was amazing how I had some kind of an emotional attachment. But obviously with her, it was just like freaking wham, bam, see you, dude. And that's just the way people become. They're just self-serving. So if you find somebody that cares about you, it's very important. I have someone who cares about me now. But it's been many, many years, and I have to be very careful because I know I'm cooked. I know that my glory days, I guess you'd call it, of, grinding are over. And now that I'm 63, I'm dependent on the system, in a sense, to get my, to keep on being able to afford to live. But as far as ever having any dreams, I have no more dreams. I've given up on the dream. I have no alliance to anybody. I have no, except for my better half. But I have no feelings about the military. I'm not proud of being a Marine veteran. I don't walk around with a veteran hat thinking, look at me, I'm a badass. I'm in fact ashamed of being so stupid that I joined the Marine Corps. Because if I hadn't joined the Marine Corps, my life probably would have been much, much different. It could have been worse, but it also could have been a lot better. I could have ended up going to college. I could have got a degree in something that I liked, instead of becoming a yes man in the military. And being a yes man means basically they teach you to say yes to anything, to authority. They want you to do as they tell you. And even if you don't want to do what they tell you to do it anyway. And if not, then you're threatened with Article 15 punishments or court-martials or whatever. So a lot of people that get out of the service, they might have a bad conduct discharge. So the general public would basically think, oh, he must have really been a bad person. He probably should have never joined the service. But the reality is you can get a bad conduct discharge just for going home. Just because a lot of people that go in the Marines or the service, they say, I don't want to be here. I don't want to do what these jokers are telling me to do every day. I don't want to have to salute anybody. And I don't want to have to live in some smelly barracks with everybody farting on me all the time. That's military life. So they leave, and they go home. They go AWOL. And in the military, you've got formations you got to go through and all this other nonsense. And people go through the formations, do all that, and they get accounted for. It's kind of like being in jail. They want to know where you are 24/7. And if you're not accounted for and you go AWOL, they'll come after you. And then they'll find you. And then they'll take you back. And they might throw you in the brig, 30 days. And then they'll put you back into your unit. But if you do it again, they'll probably do the same. Maybe give you 60 days this time. Do it a third time, they're going to say, you know what, screw you, you're out. And they give you a bad conduct discharge. That's just one of the ways they could cook you in the military. Another way they can cook you is the way they cooked me and a bunch of other Marines, is by simply poisoning the water. Now, it wasn't intentional, not by the Marine Corps, but water was poisoned. A lot of Marines were exposed, myself being one of them. And now, to get any type of compensation or whatever, which is kind of a joke because nobody's going to throw money at you, you basically have to prove that you have an illness that was from that time in service. So, with all that, and with working, I've come to a conclusion that work sucks. And this is coming from a guy that used to go out and be motivated every freaking day to go work as an electrician. I loved it. The only problem is once your usefulness wears out, you're just like another cooked person. They don't want you no more. And then after a while, you start adding it all up and you say, well, I don't really want you either. You stop chasing these things. Stop chasing after jobs. Stop chasing after the American dream. And in my case, I just start playing video games. Because around every corner, there's somebody that's looking at you to fulfill their dream. That's what happens in a free society. Everybody can use everybody else to whatever extent they can get away with. So, if you go out, you leave your house, you're opening yourself up to being taken advantage of. There's always somebody around a corner waiting. Always somebody in a little mini mart trying to get extra money out of you. So they can feed their family. Feed their family. So you got to be careful. And you learn a lot of lessons. You can learn a lesson every freaking day you walk out of the house. I'm learning a lot of freaking lessons right out here in good old North Carolina. As much as I remember the state as being a beautiful state, it's not easy. This is not an easy state to live in. Not for me. And I was here years ago, but it's not easy for me. California wasn't easy either. It's not easy anywhere. So I just sit in the house, play my games, and just stay in my own lane. And in 20 years, I'll probably be gone. I could be gone in a year. Who knows? Any of us could. Just keel over and die from the stress of life. Things that you could change when you get to my age. I think the main thing you can change at my age is to just get to a point where you just say, fuck it. You just don't chase. Just stop chasing anything. Stop going out. Don't eat out. Don't say yes to every fucking thing that comes your way. Guard your fucking space. That's what I'm talking about. Guard your space and your freaking peace with your life. Because I didn't do that for a long time. I wanted to be everybody's friend. I wanted to be like a well-liked guy. But not anymore. Now I just want to be left alone. I'm done. I'm cooked. I'm cooked with being nice. Being a fake nice dude. Because I think I've been kind of fake nice. Not to everybody, but to the people I don't know, I don't really care about. I don't want to waste the energy saying hello. I don't want to waste the energy opening a door for somebody. I don't even want to waste the energy saying, hi, how are you? I just want to be left alone. And the best way to do that is to be out of sight. Just don't go out. I'm not saying it's the best thing for everybody. Because maybe when you're young, it's the way to go, you know. But when you get older, and you've been around for a while, you start to look around and you realize, number one, all your friends are probably that you knew back in high school, college, whatever, they're all gone probably. Might have one friend left, two friends. And even when back in the day, when you did have friends, if you remember, a lot of them might have been too busy for you if you needed help. They're too busy. Got too much going on. Can't help you. When you get to a certain point in life, you say you gotta get to that point. You say I got too much going on. I don't know what to tell you. Just tell them that. And that's why I like gaming, because I don't get bugged. I don't drink anymore. Drinking was always a way of forgetting everything. And I don't even know if quitting drinking really solved anything. I mean, for my health, yeah, but mental health, I don't know. I mean, drinking was a way to just forget things, but I haven't drank alcohol in over 20 years. No desire to drink it. Don't like the taste. So, I guess the thing you're trying to get at this video is really nothing. It's basically just, you wake up, you're breathing, you're alive. If you want to go walk, go walk. You want to go outside, enjoy nature, blah, blah, blah. Go do it. But don't do it because somebody's telling you to do it. You don't want to walk, you don't want to go out, you don't want to see nobody, then don't go out. I ain't going nowhere. You don't want to go fish, you don't want to load up a big car and frickin' drive out to a lake to sit there in the sun and try to catch a frickin' bluegill. Don't do it. They want you to buy into it all because that's the way the economy works. And the economy is cooked. There's nothing really good about it. There's nothing good about this economy. And there hasn't been anything good about it for many, many years. It's just that everybody's like struggling to make ends meet. Make ends meet. Make ends. They gotta make the ends meet. And meanwhile, you're getting older. Body's starting to break down. Teeth are going bad. Losing your hair. But in their minds, everybody's thinking, gotta make ends meet. Gotta make ends meet. And then one day, you get sick. Or you end up getting in a car accident. You end up getting mugged, whatever. And people just say, oh, that's just life, get over it. So, my advice, especially if you're over 50, don't be running out there to save the world. You have a limited amount of energy to expend on yourself and other people. This is when you have to start guarding your privacy and start thinking and understanding that nobody out there, regardless of how old you are, really gives a shit about your situation. They're going to do what they got to do to make their life work. And they're not thinking about you. Even if they're friendly to you, they're not thinking about you. So why waste the energy? Unless it's an immediate family member, somebody you care, you trust, don't even mess with people. Get alternative? Do what I'm doing now. Play a freaking video game. Because they take you into a different world where you don't have to live in this reality of buying 2 sodas and a freaking bag of peanuts for almost $12. Thanks for watching. Other than that, have a great day.